Welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast counting down everything this week that made you say, what a time to be alive. And now, Patrick Monahan, Kath Barbadoro, and Eli Uden.
Folks, welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast that counts down things each week to make you say a thing as tell the podcast. I'm Patrick Monahan.
I'm Kath Barbadoro.
I'm Eli Uden.
Hi.
That's all of us.
Roll call.
That's all of us.
Perfect attendance.
Yep. We do this from when we say that we're each popping out of a 3-story bunk bed. I'm Patrick Monahan. I'm Kath Barbadoro. I'm Eli Uden. And then we all jump down and land in a perfect little row. You should see it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And as we said on X, we all live in Brazil, so we
Yes.
will no longer be able to participate.
Yeah. Look,
That's where our triple-decker bunk bed is. We hang out with Glenn Greenwald every day.
Yeah.
We don't like people to know.
We're in the compound.
Terrible news.
Compound.
There must be somebody, I bet, just by probability, one guy who's like a social media manager who works remotely, who's like, well, I work remotely, I could live anywhere, and then just moved to Brazil and is like, oh, no.
Probably, because it's probably in the same or similar time zone, right? So it's like, I feel like that's a big draw if you're working remote and living abroad. So
Yeah.
they're down there.
It's been very weird to see, like, when they killed like the bots, letting things post automatically. So, and I think a lot of
When
that's
they
been like
performed
fixed.
the culling of the bots.
Yeah, but no, I mean like not the ones that still exist and
They
try
did
to
it
sell
at
crypto and
They threw them
porno.
off all the cliffs.
Not the my nudes and bio ones, but like the
Nude coin,
like
selling
Redwall
nude coin.
Feast bot, which I
Right,
think is
the
back,
good
though.
bots. The bots
Right,
we
the good
liked,
ones.
they got rid of.
It was because of the API. Like they charged a lot of money for you to be able to do automatic posting. All these accounts like broke character and were like, I guess this is it for me. Thanks everyone. And there have been all these like accounts you would not guess were Brazilian. Not that there's any reason to think they are or aren't, but it's like Daily Susan Sarandon, and like it's
Yeah.
like what is going on? It's like, well, guys, time to break character. We're in Brazil. The Virginia Woolf bot is from Brazil.
Well,
So.
if there's one stereotype about Brazilian online behavior, it's that they are fans.
That's
They're
true.
always
Yeah.
trying to get people to come there. So I guess it makes sense of like Susan Sarandon Daily is in Brazil because they're commenting on Susan Sarandon's Instagram asking her to come to Brazil,
Yeah. One Taylor Swift fan account from Brazil is going to get shut down. They're going to march on the Capitol, the Swifties, and be like, no, the best news account, the best Stan account.
Right.
One funny detail from it, if I was like, that the NFL's first game, they're like making this big thing, like, we're going to play a game in Brazil. And now none of the reporters will be able to like report on the game.
Yeah,
'Cause
wow.
They can't access Twitter in that country.
That's wild.
Yeah. Well,
I was just thinking about the triple-decker bunk bed. Have you guys ever been or just like slept in one of those?
a 3-decker?
no.
Yeah. It's
They're
so
pretty rare. I mean, it's
have
like,
you ever been to
You hanging out in like a grain silo? Where are
yeah.
you where the ceilings
What
are
did you
that high?
grow up on Snowpiercer? What are you talking?
Kind of. The only place I've ever seen them is at the AMC huts. So AMC is like, it's the Appalachian Mountain Club. So it's like where if you're doing an overnight hike, they have these like little places where you can stay. They're like little cabins. And they're like nicer than camping. Like they have heat and running water and food and stuff. But they pack you in. So it's like they have like bunks with like 5 bunks on them. And it is very scary and also very loud because everyone is snoring. So loud.
Honk shoes from a 3-decker bunk bed.
It is
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
once they cross the standard bunk bed into it, anything above 2 levels is like, this is a pure efficiency thing.
Oh, yeah. It's catacombs.
Yeah, I did sleep on a really high bunk bed like contraption once, and it was uncomfortable. But I thought what was worse was how they were making us compete for a chest of money that was increasing every day. We were competing in children's games, but the consequences were quite dire. If you lost the children's game, they would shoot you. They had mass on, triangle, square, circle.
They actually do that at the AMC huts if you get there late and there aren't any beds. It's pretty exciting, but at high altitude it can be difficult,
Yeah, I'm expecting a bed during my long overnight hike, and they're like, "Yo, we're actually doing Squid Games tonight, so these are booked up."
These
squids.
theme nights, they really,
Of course, there's
bring 'em
enough,
on you.
enough beds for half of you, and then they just break a pool cue and like throw it into the.
Throw it in the center of the ring. Yeah, man. Just full Coliseum mode. Man, I didn't rewatch Gladiator, but I rewatched clips of Gladiator on YouTube. Good movie, good clips.
Nice.
I just had one of those
Best way to
moments
see
where I
that
was
movie.
like, I just
It's,
was like, I don't, huh?
Sorry, it's like you know those edits of it's like a Gladiator Sigma male edit with like that techno with the synth in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Sounds like that. Clip
Basically.
it, Shelby. Make it a sound clip.
Yeah, we should have that the grind set YouTube short music.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And it they'll say something and they're like, and then it really blows out like bass boosts, and then it's someone like take 3 showers a day, and boom, boom, boom.
It's like an account with the name like Wealth Sir or something. Like it's like
The Wealth Sir is weighing in.
The Miles Sir. Yeah. Following
Wealth.
those guys.
You gotta get wealth. You gotta, that's what it's all about, And
You
if that
gotta
involves-
get wealth, and you gotta do bicep curls on a machine. That's like the main thing that they're always doing in those.
Yeah.
No, it's like
That is different. That is the
I'll
theme song from
I'll
CSI.
investigate between episodes and see if I can figure out what that song is and send it.
Yeah, it's also
a
a
whole
lot of
thing.
NBA clubs, like in NBA clips, and it's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. People out there know what we're talking about.
I don't see much of that these days. Because my Instagram suggestions or whatever that's called, the For You page or Discovery page, is all like pieces of movies and clips of movies and stuff with like that Chad filter on. So it's like the 1990s Matilda, but everyone has like the one eyebrow up DreamWorks face with like huge chin and jaw, like
the
lantern
giant
jaw.
chin.
So it's like Matilda, Trunchbull, the nice
pretty
teacher, Danny DeVito.
Those are solid. The Mew face, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah, but it's like there's one account that there's always a new one that's popping up in there, and it's like I'm glad this exists.
Yeah, that's a good use of that.
It's the only use I can see of being any value. So just turning everyone into Buzz Lightyear, basically. That's sort of
It is kind of Buzz Lightyear-ish.
There's military uses for that filter, though. You video call a country that
scare the other side.
we're negotiating with. Jump on the call looking like that, and like, "Hello, Korea." Like, "Whoa, this guy's
We must
Sigma
surrender.
male.
His jaw is too defined. We cannot go to battle against him.
Look at those cheekbones. Drop your weapons." It'll work,
Yeah,
I think so. I think it'd be fine.
That's what we're up to these days.
Very useful. Yeah. I just wanted to see the thing where Gladiator cuts off a guy's head with 2 swords at the same time. That's just what I put in there.
Did you see it?
And yeah, the internet's a great place. YouTube
I don't think I've
has that.
actually ever seen that movie.
It's
the hell?
good.
It's supposed to be good, right?
Yeah.
I've heard it's good.
It's guy stuff, but it's, it's
just for
Good guy
guys.
It's like-
stuff.
Yeah, it's just guy running around and he like chops off a head and then he delivers a speech and then he does that again. Then he walks through a wheat field. It's nice,
Look,
Oh, is this it? Yeah, hands through wheat.
Yeah.
Where the gladiator head's at.
Someone
Go
should
to
make
the-
one of those Sigma male edits of us, by the way. I'm I'm
says-
imagining what that would be like.
She
Our
says,
tips.
"Go to them."
Uh-huh.
And then he says, "The frost sometimes it makes the blade stick." That's pretty badass when he kills that one guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a sequel coming out, so
Kath,
check that out.
The best way to watch it, if you're going to watch Gladiator for the first time, I'd recommend watching it in my friend Dylan's parents' bedroom when they're out of town, and then just getting insanely riled up, and then playing hockey, NHL hockey on like PlayStation.
That is like to me, Gladiator is one of those movies where it's like there's a genre of movies that they were absolutely showing on the boys varsity sports team bus to an away game, and that's the Gladiator is what they're showing there.
Yeah, getting you riled up for the. I've been on those. We did the crew trips and had those videos, and I feel like you might be surprised at some of this stuff. It wasn't like all Rudy. It was like we definitely watched like Because I think also teenage boys are so disorganized, no one remembers to bring a movie. Like, it's always one of those things where someone's like, someone bring a movie. And then we get there and you're like, did no one bring a movie? So
Looks
then
like
you
we're
just have the
watching
bus driver.
The Animal again. The Rob Schneider film, The Animal.
Very close. It's like whatever. It's like you end up watching like the DVD that the bus driver has to watch, like, you know, in between jobs or something. And so you're just
Porno?
left
It's
to the
porno.
whims of, well, now that would get the bus. It would be
Very riled up.
He's plugging his
Bloodbath
phone
in
in.
there.
It's the video from the bouncer. I'm just going to mention that again.
Yeah.
You guys
Video
need
of
something
the
to
bus driver getting blown.
We got that put on DVD. He took that to one of those
it to-
places where they convert your old
transfer-
VHS tapes to DVD.
I
You
have
guys
some
need
old
something to
gold
watch?
movies I need.
Check this out. Whoa! What are you doing?
In many ways, that bouncer is the fifth member of our podcast.
It's true. Less offensive than The Animal, probably, though. I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine. The Animal, I can't even say it doesn't hold up because, like, was it ever? Did anyone ever like it?
There was when I was in
believe
high
so.
school, one of the guys in the group was trying to do like a reclamation of The Animal. Like I don't know, it's pretty good. It came out right before we graduated, maybe after we graduated, summer 2001. So, but he was like, actually, it's
9/11 really changed everyone's perspective on The Animal.
right. Rob Schneider's name is Marvin Mange. Come on, man.
It's animal related. Yeah, it's
I
Rob
heard
Schneider
like
special.
his daughter is like, she does some show businessy thing and was like on some podcast. And she was just like, yeah, my dad's like a huge piece of shit. Like, I don't agree with anything he says. He's like awful. I like never talk to him. It was
The
like,
best.
It was pretty great because the host was like, no, I just
gal
learned
from
that you're
Survivor
Rob
is in
Schneider's daughter.
The
Sorry,
gal
what,
from
Shelby?
Survivor.
The gal
The
from
gal
Survivor.
from
I guess.
Survivor.
I guess that's what she's known for.
Survivor.
Shelby is 50 years old, apparently. The gal from Survivor.
That is, yeah. For watching Survivor and for calling her that gal. From
Yes,
Survivor.
Colleen Haskell is the co-lead in The Animal, apparently. So
Okay.
she's the love interest, probably.
The love interest of the animal.
Description of this movie: Rob Schneider, from the cast listings, Rob Schneider is Marvin Mange, a police evidence clerk who gets animal parts put in him.
That
On purpose, by accident.
that sounds much
he's in
less
an
medical
accident.
than I assume it is in the movie. Yeah,
It's-
animal parts
he-
put in
I don't know.
him.
It gets put in him.
They're
We'll
just
worry
in
about
there.
the details later.
They're in there now.
They're in there.
He I think it's like a $6 million man type situation, but he's just he can like run like a gazelle and stuff. I
Who
think.
hasn't been in a $6 million man situation?
Okay,
That's
but
right.
does that mean he has gazelle legs? Like literally looking like a chimera? That would be. I would watch that if it literally was him just on
He
two
just
gazelle
like gets
stalks.
their powers, which is lame.
I would imagine there's a lot of cutting cutting down to his legs and not showing his face, and having like the cheapest looking taxidermied legs you've ever seen, kind of running but with like shorts on.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
If
Just-
it has
it must-
practical effects, I'm in.
It must be him. It's on short.
Miss
He's got
Haskell
shorts
is also
on.
an animal at the end.
She becomes an animal.
She becomes
Shelby's
an
a fan.
animal so they can be together.
Yeah, Rob Schneider gets Jerry from Tom and Jerry's legs surgically attached, and he can run really fast, and they go in circles, and he's speeding around the room.
Now, big
big-
mistake there was when the bad guy got Tom's legs, and he just gets constantly thwarted. He should have figured that out. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
you don't
that
want-
animal power where I'm constantly thwarted. That's the superpower I got.
Look, I mean, if you get Tom's parts and you're
I'm
dealing with somebody who's
usurped man.
got Jerry's parts, you're gonna lose. Okay, that's the
It's
way.
true.
Like,
It's a natural order of things.
that's all. You're gonna do. You have the ability to do that scream, obviously, and then yeah.
I got coward powers somehow. I can
There
just
is a-
scream.
Well, there was somebody like spilled something. Like, I don't know. They were like doing something with oil or something in a pan, and they like flipped it back and it splashed on them, and they kind of freaked out and did like a scream, and then poured the rest on their own back somehow, and it was. The caption
Yeah.
was like, "This MF doing the Tom from Tom and Jerry scream." And it was
Yeah.
like,
That sucks. It sucks to have footage of you injuring yourself, and then people are like, "You made a weird noise when you experienced
why
that
did you
horrible
post
pain."
it? I don't.
Yeah.
I feel no sympathy for that person.
I feel like it was. I don't know if it was fake, but the underappreciated. I saw the same clip. He's cooking cup noodle ramen noodles in a cast iron pan. So I'm like, what is
That's fucked.
going on here?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is a nightmare. Yeah. No, you get the Tom and Jerry. Yeah, getting the worst part of every cartoon cat put in. I'm like, you're like the strategy
I can eat a
of
whole
Sylvester.
fish and pull out the skeleton.
All
That's
I
my
want
power.
is to eat the whole fish and pull out the skeleton. Yeah, that's not good.
That's what I'm seeking here out of this.
Heathcliff on Hot Ones, pulling out, they're putting the hot sauce on the fish and pulling it out with just the bones.
Did they do Donald Duck yet? Has that officially dropped, or did they just release some screenshots and stuff?
On
Is
Hot
this
Ones?
real? They had Donald Duck on Hot Ones?
Donald Duck is going to be on Hot Ones.
What? Excuse me?
What does that mean?
It would be really funny if I made it up, but it's real. It's
Just
well,
like-
It's not real.
I can't. Yeah, I cannot.
yeah.
That
What is it? I'm just having like an existential
Never mind. Let's
philosophical
move on.
problem
And
with
I
the
understand that your
sentence.
longtime girlfriend Daisy, she's the one who put you up to this, right?
What is this?
No, we were watching Hot Ones and she said, I bet you didn't do that.
Okay. Well,
Having like a conversation, like I can understand what Donald's saying. It does start to
I can't.
get harder at the end of like having like a full on dialogue is different than like him saying a sentence every once in a while.
yeah.
This feels like a long con that you and Shelby cooked up over like 2 years to gaslight me and Kath into thinking Donald Duck was on
There
Hot
are
Ones.
3.5 million people that watch this video. It's up. It's because it's Donald's 90th birthday. So I guess it's some like a tie-in. And he ate cauliflower wings. He did not eat chicken wings, which is
Yeah, I didn't
borderline
even think about
cannibalistic.
That. Shit.
Number
Speaking
5.
All right. Number 5 today comes to us from one of my new favorite display names, inspired by last week's episode, The Hamburger's Enemy. Very good. I imagine this is Hamburger Hinderer, who is a frequent contributor to our show, which like that is another way to describe someone who hinders a hamburger.
Yeah.
it's the hot dog, famously enemies.
Do you think the hot dog and the hamburger are foes or friends? You think they're foes?
I
They
mean,
both suffer for the same reasons. I feel like they're probably
see, I think
connected.
they want to get picked, so I think that they're in competition. Like they want to die. So
They want to get eaten.
Yeah, I mean that's what their purpose is, right? They don't try to escape. They're trying to get So
Hot dogs a little bit try to escape. They roll. Hamburgers
They can
not
roll.
so much.
Hamburger is hindered by its inability to roll.
Yeah,
being
they can't
I'm getting hindered here.
Cut it out.
I feel like they're allies. I feel like they're like
Yeah.
comrades on the grill,
Brothers in
I feel like
arms.
saluting as they go down. Yeah.
yeah, they would form an alliance, and if they ever did, it would be over for us. They would, our barbecues would be.
Yeah. It'd be a disaster.
Yeah.
Think about this on Labor Day. Be grateful that they have not turned against us.
It's too late. They're already in
black-
your stomach. If
You
you're
need a
listening
black
to
and white
this.
photo of the head of the hot dogs and the head of the hamburgers shaking hands, signing the accord, the barbecue accord.
Yeah, exactly. This story comes to us from Lake Mead in Nevada, which I feel like some weird stuff happens out there, but I can't think of. I don't know what I'm thinking of specifically that's out there that's weird.
Is that where they make the damn trapper keepers and notebooks that I had when I was a kid, or is that a different spelling of mead?
MEAD?
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, it's MEADE. Do they even make those anymore? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Am I dead?
I think I know what you're talking. Yeah, the Mead spiral notebooks, a classic spiral notebook manufacturer.
Yeah.
No,
English
it's spelled
was
the same.
blue,
Yeah, it is
English
spelled
was
the same.
blue,
That's why I was confused.
Math is red. Science is green.
That's a school rule. You got to get that. The color coding of the subjects, we were allowed to go crazy. We were allowed to go crazy with that.
It wasn't the school rule. I feel like everyone just did it the same. It's just like, it's like how everyone orders ginger ale on a plane. It's just like hive mind.
Oh no, we were going. I think we were lashing out because there were other regulations about what we were supposed to have. So we were like, we got to express
lashing
ourselves
out.
with the notebook. Yeah, because all of our trapper keepers and everything have to be clear because they're worried someone's going to bring something bad into the school. Yeah.
A
Is
sword.
that, what did Mead make? Trapper keepers?
Spiral
did.
Notebooks is my main one that I
Yeah,
remember.
I
But
just
I
had
think
the
they made
Spiral
everything.
Notebooks. I never had a Trapper Keeper. I don't
They made the original Trapper Keeper. So yeah. Anyway,
I wonder if
Legends.
anyway.
this is
Kids
their
don't
lake.
use those anymore. They just have their damn phones.
Kids just have phone and iPad now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, this happened at Lake Mead. Presumably, two guys got bored of their Trapper Keepers and decided to go on this hike in the Lake Mead National Recreation Area. And there's a video of them. They were in a lot of trouble because they just started pushing a bunch of rocks off of this like rock formation on the side of a cliff, as you do. We were talking about this earlier in the episode. Guy stuff.
This is guy stuff, man. What did you
Classic-
expect?
Classic guy stuff. It's them like struggling together to pick up a big boulder and just huck it off the side of a cliff. Which
Yeah, you just want to make a big splash, right? Or is it not going into water? Is it just falling on the ground?
I don't think it was going into water, but like it would fall down the cliff and like shatter.
Make
Like,
a big
it was
noise,
cool.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it was sick.
Yeah. That's almost
and
as good.
it's-
You get the and you see seeing something with very heavy bounce is just huge for the brain. Very soothing, see physics in action.
It's oh my god, they're risking their lives to do this because one guy just almost fell down the side of it trying to. I was just watching the video. Yeah, they're really going for it, and they're hucking these rocks off the side of a cliff. Unfortunately, they are in trouble. You are not allowed to do this. So they were each charged with 1 count of injury and depredation of government property and 1 count of aiding and abetting. I don't know what they did. That I know that's like means something else, but to me that means they had like a high stakes escape. Like
Yeah. I also feel like the word injury here, I guess it works, but it's like, it's very funny to be like, they injured the mountain. And it's
Yeah.
like, what are you, 5? Like, there's other words for this.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's stupid for them to do this, obviously. Like, I don't support their actions, but I was saying this isn't, I think we covered maybe at one point, there's one where like, it's some ancient formation where something's balanced on the tip of an eroded and somebody knocked it over and they're like, you can't do that. These are just rocks on like you shouldn't do it, but I would understand them not thinking that this isn't as clearly obviously like you're destroying some sort of picturesque landmark as
You're
other
not
ones are.
like taking anything out of the landscape, you
Yeah.
know? You're just altering it a little bit, but like all those rocks are still there. They're just in pieces now.
Yeah.
A
You
strong
lock up
wind
Ansel
could have
Adams,
done the
dude.
same thing. Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know, man. I have a harsher view of these guys. I wish one of them fell. There's no good reason for this. Like these things have been here for like
Human
tens of millions. Well, human nature stinks. So
It kind of does stink. It is really only invoked when somebody's doing something bad. That is
Patty,
right.
Patty calling the
yeah.
park police when someone's skipping rocks and altering the landscape of the lake.
This is worse
no,
than that.
I get where
I
you're
know.
coming from.
I'm exaggerating for comedic effect.
These guys should have to explain why they did this. They should be forced to stand up and try to come up with a whoa, like
Because it looks cool and is fun.
They should
It's
at least
fun
be
to
like
do.
they should at least be like embarrassed or a little bit or something. I don't know. Or they should just be execute them. I don't care. Whatever.
There is
Chop their heads off.
There is a
Crushed.
good quote in the New York Times. They should actually be punished by having someone huck a big rock onto them. That should
Yeah.
be what it is. But
Yeah, like the old witch trials. Leave a big rock on them. More weight.
yeah.
Do that.
There's a quote from this New York Times article where they describe the video where it says, as the men tried to move the rock, so they're being filmed from far away. They're like being filmed. There's a zoom in on them. And it says, as the men tried to move the rocks, another person can be heard off camera saying, but why? So, they have the same questions we do. And also, presumably, that's who snitched on them. So whoever recorded this was like, I'm sending this to the Park Service. Because and I'm with you, Patty. If I saw people doing this and I was like out in nature, I would be like, go, you don't deserve to be outside. Like,
Right.
you don't get the great outdoors. You're not allowed. You cannot experience majesty. You are incapable of it. And therefore, get out of the national park.
I'm not saying like this is fine. People should do this. I am against it. I'm just saying it's like less. I expected reading this story to be, like someone karate kicked the nose off a Mount Rushmore guy. Like it's one of those.
Like dumped paint on a cave painting or something.
Yeah. Like I would say if this hill was not in a national park and someone was doing this, it would be like totally normal. Like I would not be like, I wouldn't even be like, why are they doing that? I'd be like, clearly it's fun.
But it isn't a national park. That's the, like it's
yeah, I know.
And like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's people that don't, I don't know, whatever. These guys stink. I say, I wish them ill. This is a stupid behavior. And they have a little kid behind them who's like screaming. Like, what is that?
Yeah, the kid is like trying to tell them not to do it. So, kid,
let the
totally
little kid
innocent.
win. Yeah.
Is this like an uncle nephew situation? Like these guys are like 38 and 31. Like who
37, 31. It's an uncle nephew situation.
Like what is going on
LMFAO
here?
is out there.
Skyfu is pleading with Red Foo not to push the rocks off the national park.
One of them is the kid's dad because the kid is yelling "daddy," but unclear the relationship between the two men.
Like
they met there.
They met there.
Yeah.
They're like, you want to push some rocks off this cliff? Like, absolutely.
Hell yeah, brother.
Two fucking bozos arrested for behaving like idiots. Like, yeah, whatever.
To me, it's funny because like this is not an idle thing. They had to like strategize and plan how to pick these up and hurl them off the side of a cliff. Like they had so many opportunities to be like, maybe we shouldn't do this. And they didn't take any of them. And that to me is very funny.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I am coming from a unique perspective as the only person who has ever accidentally defaced a national park in my life.
What'd you
three
do?
of us, as far as I know. I'm sure this is a repeated story. We tried to build dirt jumps for our bikes in a fort.
Right.
It was a park that turned out to be an old Civil War fort, and they were like, and they were like, please don't do this. You did just commit a felony, but you're 13, so we're not going to put you in the system or whatever.
I get where you're coming from because when I was in France with my family, we went to Pont du Hoc, which is like on the D-Day beach. It's like this cliff that they took over this like German battlement up there. And it's all like completely, you see all the bomb craters from where it got, because it got the shit bombed out of it. So it's like all these up and down. And I was just like, it'd be sick to do some motocross here. Like this would be, this would be so good because it's just all these like pitted things. But I think they'd get mad probably if you did motocross on Omaha Beach. I don't think they would like it.
It's like a crevasse, Obviously, you want to preserve natural beauty, but it also would be sick to jump over any of them on a motorcycle. So
yeah, that's true.
Pont
it's a real
du Hoc.
conundrum we're in.
Pont du Hoc to be somber on that thing. Thank you.
Jesus Christ!
Thank you, sir. My God, that was like a house of cards.
That was actually the speech Reagan gave at the anniversary. Yeah. That's what he said.
Be somber on that thing.
Yeah, this was after he was deep in the throes of dementia.
Yes. Yeah,
I've acquired a Russian nesting doll of agents after making that comment. My agents have agents. That's how incredibly represented I am in my rush to fame. I will just say these guys have a crack defense team here. His attorney tells Inside Edition, always a good thing, always a good start to a sentence about you, by the way. His attorney tells Inside Edition, his client didn't know what he was doing was unlawful, saying there were no signs posted at the entrance prohibiting the pushing of rocks or that it was a federally protected site. Well, fortunately, as we all know, ignorance of the law is a defense that we all, that's definitely, so that's the way that works.
That's the famous saying about it.
That's right. Nobody told me I couldn't smash this beautiful rock formation because I felt like doing it. Anyway.
I thought this was a free country.
Do I get to go home now? So these guys can kick rocks, in my opinion.
There's this video. This video, by the way, is of the guys is on an Instagram account, not very well named, but a good Instagram account called Taurons of Yellowstone, and they said tourist plus moron equals Tauron, and it's just people doing. It's like Jerry of the Day, but of people in national parks, just like being idiots. Which I'm gonna hit a follow, despite the fact that they have a stupid name. Yeah, man.
If there was an account called Gorons of Yellowstone, they would just be eating the rocks, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they, so
That's
This
also
is a
not
feast
allowed.
for them. Yeah.
It looks like
Goron.
Your Honor, my client is a Goron. This is he was seeking
hungry.
sustenance.
Yeah. You get that. And then that jam starts playing. Your Honor, listen to this. And it's just like the boom, like they're really cool.
Oh no, we pulled the judge from My Cousin Vinny. He's like, your client was a what? Just like, yeah.
A Goron. Yeah.
Some kind of
Mash up the world
some kind of
deserves.
mountain goblin from a children's game. It's like, okay, well, this is not going well. New strategy.
Wrong judge. We didn't pull the gamer judge. Our Goron references are going over his head. This is an old Southern judge
We got
instead.
the gamer judge. The judge has the headset on. Like when they sit down.
Yeah.
he's Twitch streaming your trial. Hate to get the gamer judge. No good.
Yeah.
He has a whole
Are
side
you
career.
Slamming G Fuel, getting that lead in him. He's all hopped
Chad,
up.
is this
Yeah.
guy guilty?
The like crest behind him of the
think,
justice
Chat?
system is neon. So it's like one of those like blue and pink neon
Yeah.
signs.
Having to deny being a gamer at your Senate confirmation hearing.
That'll happen.
Not a-
That'll happen eventually.
Yeah, not a good sign when you walk into the courtroom and your judge has nanoleaf wall panels behind him, lighting up and all that. Yeah, no good.
Yeah,
So that's a high rule
judge
crest.
presiding from a like $5,000 gaming chair is not what you want.
So I have here it's an archive of posts by someone to a website calling, now I don't know how it's pronounced here. It's either Game FAQs or Game Facts. And it's like, I withdraw my nomination. You just like get up and leave.
It's been an honor. But I have not.
The rulings all have like long ASCII art at the top of them. That's like
there
that
we
looks
go.
like a judge or something. Yeah.
That's good. Yes, correct. That's correct.
Yes. Gamer
Number
judge.
4.
Gamer Judge. Number 4 comes to us from my bussy, me in the Discord. This is a story with I'm not going to call it, I don't know if it's a happy ending necessarily, but I guess it is. All right, so this is wildlife officials in Missouri. They thought they found an injured bald eagle that had something wrong where it couldn't fly. So they took it to a zoo no, it was a zoo. Yeah, took it to the zoo to get some exams and x-rays done. And they were expecting broken wings or something. And instead they found in its stomach a raccoon's leg and paw in its distended stomach. The eagle was just too fat to fly. He needed to breathe it out for a while. Could not take off. He ate too much.
that.
Ate a big meal, needed to go for a walk first. Do a little
Just
digestion.
kind of just like, why did I do that? Just really kind of, sweating a little bit, just the full,
Yeah, they thought the eagle was asleep, but he was just resting his eyes. He was just kind of
Yeah, they should have known. They
Digesting
found him
it.
they found him in a chair by the TV, which you'd think they would just let him be for a little while.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
sitting in his car outside the buffet, the Red Apple Buffet, one of those Chinese places with the ice cream machine. He was sitting in his car in the parking lot, just sort of waiting it out.
Yeah, walking out of a golden corral, hitting the recliner on that car seat. Just got to sleep it off. It's like drunk driving. They're like, you got to sleep this off. Just
Yeah.
pull over. If you ate at a golden corral and you're on the highway, pull over to the shoulder. Take the time you need. Get it. Clear it up. Yeah.
So I guess
just
over-
explain if the cops come, just tell them you went to Golden Corral and they'll let you be. They know like safer here than on the road.
Yeah.
I don't know how this like how long the digestion takes, but apparently over a few days, people were seeing the bird
Just walking around.
described here as shambling around residents' yards in Springfield.
Shambling.
Shambling.
having a
That's
hard
so
time
mean.
having a hard time getting off the ground. It's gonna be like, huh, all right, not yet.
This poor guy.
But
Bald eagles
Man.
are so big too. It's like having a fucking toddler like ambling around your yard. They're
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
This one probably even more so because it's full of raccoon.
Yeah. It's also It's unfortunate that it's like too fat to fly, full of raccoon. Like the worst thing I could imagine if I put myself in that situation where like I just had way too big of a meal and I can't do anything, is to have people then just start picking me up and moving me around. I'm surprised they didn't just immediately puke and they're like, oh, okay, good. You know? Imagine a human getting taken off, like eating a big meal.
They would still take him to the zoo.
Yeah.
We gotta go to the zoo.
That's the weird part. I'm like, is the zoo basically the hospital for exotic animals?
It does seem sort of like weirdly insulting. Like, I don't know. I would say take him to a vet, but it's like a regular vet's not going to know what to do with a bald eagle. Zoo seems like the right call.
Yeah.
Bald eagle might be easier. The bigger, you know, it's like if you can do a parakeet, you can definitely do a bald eagle, right? It's like blown
maybe.
up.
Also, if you're like being taken to the zoo and you're a wild animal, you're like, they're taking me to jail. This is it for me.
Yeah.
This is the end.
It's over.
No, that's the eagle ate the raccoon because they knew they could take him to. They would take him to the zoo where he could get free dental care. He had to get his beak fixed. They're like, this is the only way I can pay for this.
I will say, speaking of zoos, the expression this came up in a post on something, I forget what, but it was like a quote of somebody else.
Truth Social.
That's right. It was a retruth. Somebody posted like a picture of the title screen of a movie that they were in, you know, like, and person quoted them and said, if you're taking flash photos at the movies, you belong in the zoo. And the expression, you belong in the zoo, they should take you to the zoo. That's where you belong. I think that's belong in the zoo is a very funny expression to me.
Yeah. It's perfect. Just all those, yeah. I mean, it's like put all those people who are bad at the movies. But the thing is, I'd say put them all in the same movie, but they would just have a good time because they don't know what they're doing is wrong. They'd just be yelling.
Right. They think that's like normal shit.
Yeah. They're just like, there's a lot of cool guys in here. That's what they think.
They go make friends and then they get stronger.
Yeah.
That's not what we want.
I
remember when I lived in Austin and Magic Mike, it was the second Magic Mike came out, they did like rowdy screenings where you could like yell and be annoying, which I feel like they should just do for like almost every movie.
Yeah.
Like they should at least do that for Marvel movies, I think.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Big blockbuster things where it's like, this is the one you can act like an asshole in. That's fine.
Yeah. It's like do that. I mean, a Magic Mike, I also find it funny to the person who's like, I'm going to the quiet Magic Mike screening. I'm really,
no talking.
Seeing it at Alamo.
I remember laughing really hard with my friend. I went to see it with my friend Sarah, and we I think we went to the rowdy screening, but we weren't not like because we wanted to be rowdy. And she brought a blanket because like movie theaters are cold, but then we like had a blanket over our laps, and it's like it looks like we're gonna jerk off under this blanket.
Yeah, it
Magic
does.
Mike. Like that looks like what's happening.
Yeah.
It was not. It was not. It was cold.
If you have a blanket over your lap and you're not old or FDR, it looks like you're jerking off.
You're jerking off under there.
Like, there's
the male stripper movie. I am. It's no good.
Why a blanket? Why not just a sweater?
I thought rowdy screening meant we could jerk off in here. That's what I thought that meant.
How rowdy are we allowed to be?
Do you mind just like getting really indignant?
Yeah.
I feel like we're passing over, but bring the blanket is. I mean, it's very fun if you do anything else that day and you like go to the movie. You're like, oh, let's go to the bar, and then they're like, what is going on? What did two people just walk in with a blankie?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember why we had the blanket. I like. Yeah,
a beer, Linus. You know, a drink for your friend as well. Your weird little. If you're carrying around a blanket, it looks like you like suck on it at night. You know, it's not a good vibe.
It is like a very unstable vibe. I feel like it's sort of acceptable if you're going somewhere freezing cold, which a movie theater in Texas is, but still weird. Still weird.
Yeah, I feel like it just is sweaters an easier solution, but who am I to say? You know?
Yeah. It's a very dim memory, but I do remember being like, people think we're jerking off under this. I do remember that.
Yeah.
This eagle ate a lot of raccoon. I will say we had before we go to the next thing, we had last night I took Liza out into the yard to go one last time before bed, but she was just kind of snuffling around, and then I look up and I hear like, from the bushes kind of near the front of where up at Whitney's mom's, like like one of those like sort of indeterminate animal noises you hear in movies, and a huge raccoon just like runs out onto the street out in front of the house, and it's just kind of like stanced up, and then I look to the left and there are several other ones. They're all just kind of standing there looking at that one. And then it ran and like jumped up onto a tree in the front of that, and then like just kind of like haunched its way up the tree. You know how they kind of...
I love when they do that. Yeah, they sort of shimmy up it. It's very
and then just kind of like, and then it somehow vanished. It was not that, it's not that like full of tree, but it was just gone. But I got a couple pictures and a very blurry video of just like nature's happening right now. This is crazy.
Brother, if you like that, come to Prospect Park anytime after 7:30 p.m. We got you covered.
Yeah, get in there.
Crazy, man.
Just leave some food out.
Yeah.
No, it's well, you entered in their domain. They're like, it's the night. That's the I like that they take over. Yeah.
It's the night.
Their time is the night. Their domain is trash cans. That is their territory.
I love it.
Liza did not know what to do. She was just kind of staring at them. There was not really a clear reaction because I don't think she'd ever seen one before. She was like, "Is that like me? Is that a dog?
Is it one of me? No, no, it is
You're
not."
like almost. You have to explain all of every animal to Liza. Here's giving her a chart, getting out like a overhead projector and being like, "Here's what's similar to you. Here's what's not. Here's what you can fight. Here's what." Yeah, I mean, it's best that she didn't charge it. I feel like raccoon dog is getting close to a fair fight there. It's a bit of a coin flip.
Yeah, I feel like it really depends on size. Liza's not that big. She's not like hawk vest small though, is she? Like you don't have to do that kind of thing.
She's like 30 pounds. I would be a big ass hawk.
Bald eagle.
I mean, maybe this bald eagle.
No, he's too fat.
Too fat. Leave her alone.
A bald eagle stole my pet. It was tragic and glorious. It was
kind of weirdly majestic.
It was the most majestic tragedy to ever befall me.
Do you know apparently they don't sound like what we think they sound like? They make a dumb noise.
Oh, really?
They don't.
Doesn't surprise me.
The like eagle screech is actually a red-tailed hawk, I believe.
The classic like.
Yeah.
Don't sound bored that. Yeah. It's one of those, yeah. I mean, you don't want them to sound like that. It's like deer. It's better to just think that they're silent guardians of the forest than that they're like.
Oh, did deer make a dumb noise?
Yeah, deer make like this horrible like spitting like it's not funny. It is funny. It's not fun
funny
to see. But yeah, like because you see, there's a lot of them, especially in DC. If you're driving through like Rock Creek Park, like people get fucked up by it because you're driving in a city, so you're like. Nowhere in your brain are you like, oh, I should be aware of deer, but deer just like run across the road and stuff. And sometimes you have that thing where they like stop in the middle of the road and look at you. And right when you think you're going to have like this, like, oh, I see him, he sees me, like moment, then it's just like, oh, and you're like, oh, okay. All right, cool. Not as glorious as I thought it would be.
Yeah, that sucks. Did you know, speaking of wildlife, did you know that Central Park has 2 coyotes now?
Oh, okay. They got to get those spiked vests then. That's
yeah. There was one for a long time, and then now one has like joined it, which is like, how did it get there? It crossed traffic.
It took a flight. It took a flight from LA to New York, JetBlue.
It got to LaGuardia. It had to take the bus to the Jackson Heights subway station. It was a whole thing. It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
but we got there.
The mythic air train, whatever that is, wherever that goes. Never seen it.
Folks, if you like this episode, you should check out our bonus episodes. We record one every week, and they're all there for you at patreon.com/whatatimepod. So check it out.
This week, we discuss some cybersecurity and some cool viruses that we wish were still around instead of the ones that steal your social security number and bring countries to their knees.
And then the podcast is thrown into turmoil when a revelation about Eli's favorite potato chips threatens to upend everything we knew about the podcast. Also, we have all of the free episodes with no ads on our Patreon, so check that out too.
Number 3?
Number three.
Number 3.
Number 3, this comes to us from Iguana Helium Cube in the Discord. This is something we've discussed a couple times on the podcast, and now it's the rare occasion where the podcast and scientists are in agreement here, at least me. You know me and my age-old disagreements with scientists. But this is the classic. Scientists have addressed the classic oldest person on Earth, or some 106-year-old giving their tips for living a long life, and they're always like, don't ever stop smoking. Don't stop. It's a secret, whatever.
That's the secret. I'm always smoking. That's what they say.
Yeah, I'm smoking constantly like that guy from the X-Files, the Jigsaw man from the X-Files. Just don't stop smoking. If you're in line for smoking, stay in line, keep smoking. You'll live to 117. So scientists have just kind of laid down a broad warning that's basically like, don't listen to these people. They're just old because we don't know. Like, they've got some secret gene or something like that. So someone just that is pretty crazy. Like, usually I feel like, there's always these reports of like the oldest person in the world just died, and it's always like, okay, like it's impressive, but
unfortunately for them, that is kind of the one time they make the news as far as as someone who doesn't keep up with who the oldest person living is. I kind of only hear about them once they die, when they do the one thing that they're about to do.
You don't get the newsletter? They should have a newsletter. If you're the oldest person in the world, you should get control. They should pass it like Tig Notaro's Twitter account to the next oldest person, and you can just kind of talk to people.
There should be a universal Substack. We should have to get all their chain emails.
Yeah. They should be able to talk. They got to have something to say.
I mean, the things they have to say are like, drink brandy and have cigars and you won't die.
It's a lot of brandy. And brandy is rare enough.
Clams. I feel like they have a lot of shellfish in my.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a New England thing. They're always they're finding them, and they're like, more clams. Eat
the shells.
Yeah. Like, here's my tip: eat the shells.
You have to build a chitinous exterior. They have an exoskeleton. That's why they're so strong.
Yeah. That's the secret gene, is that they build chitin. People don't know how it works.
They're encased in. See, if you want to live to 117, just spend 20 years in an egg in the middle of your life. You got to go to one of the gravitational chambers, like Goku.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about ready for an egg. I'm about ready for that egg. 20 years in the egg? Sure.
Give me 20 years in the egg.
I've had a good time for the last 36. I'm ready for the egg.
Yeah. There was a guy that recently spent a significant amount of time, a couple months or something, like way under sea level at pressure. And I mean, it seemed to kind of, like, I did age slower. So yeah, I guess if the number one thing you want to do is live longer, but you don't care about having a really boring, shitty time the whole way you're doing it.
Sacrificing you can live in good years.
You can live in a diving bell for the rest of your life.
Okay. Does it have Wi-Fi? That might be it.
It's hardwired. Yeah, just hack into the internet cables running under the ground. Yeah, like you're stealing cable.
Perfect.
If I can finish Slow Horses down there, I'm in. That's
all I need. A big Slow Horses shout out. Check out Slow Horses.
I just started it. It's great.
Oh yeah,
what I'm living for now. Just Gary
never
Oldman
knew how
farting.
bad I wanted to. Yeah, never knew how bad I wanted to see Gary Oldman rip a loud ass fart on camera. But yeah, so this is a person. But I was saying, like, usually somebody was like, the world's oldest person dies, and then they were like 101 or something, and it's like impressive, but it's always an age where I'm like, this is margin of error stuff, whatever. This lady, Maria Brañas Morera. 117. 117 that's for real. That's wild. That's like pretty nuts.
Someone born when you were 99 is an adult now. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wild. She does not look great in this picture, but
oh yeah,
this is a different lady. This is Tomiko Ituoka. She was 116. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna look like a skeleton a little bit, because that's just
you're look like
you're on your way.
It happens.
So they always have these things, and they're basically saying it's survivorship bias. That you just hear these things. It has nothing to do with it. It is funny that this woman is featured in this story, the title of which, like, the title is "Never Take Health Tips from World's Oldest People," say scientists. But this lady in particular, her tips were order, tranquility, good connection with family and friends, contact with nature, emotional stability, no worries, no regrets, lots of positivity, and staying away from toxic people. And that was the one where scientists were like, don't listen to this fucking lady. Yeah. All right? This is... Drink the brandy. Why not say this is the brandy and clams, man?
We need toxic. We need these toxic scientists are like, you gotta talk to us. You gotta hang out with us.
The more regrets, the better. That's what we say for longevity. Yeah, that's wild. Did you know if you live over 100, the president sends you a letter?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stacey's letter says, hit the road.
Time's
Hit
up.
the bricks.
Beat it.
Get out of here.
If you live to 100, you get a
off Social
deportation
Security.
letter.
You've drawn enough from the taxpayers' dollars.
You get a letter informing you are to be sent to the island.
Congratulations.
You've won an all expenses paid trip to the island.
You're going to. You're going to the Undying Lands. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. They send you east. It's great.
I've won an all expenses paid trip to something called the Sea of Reeds. I'm very excited.
Wow.
I've got a letter from Anubis in the mail. Yeah, you gotta hate when you get a letter from Anubis in the mail, dude. Comes on that letterhead, a little wax seal with a jackal head.
Make sure to bring all of your organs.
They will be weighed. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't want to forget your canopic jars at home when you're headed to the Sea of Reeds.
I left my jars.
Sorry, your
Yeah.
organs
Oh,
are
jeez.
too heavy for the plane. You need to pay the extra fee to get them transported to the island, to the Sea of Reeds.
It's not, man, nothing worse than showing up to the River Styx with one coin. Ooh, brother.
Ooh, brother. Can't
You're
be
in
doing
for a
that.
hurting. Gotta hope somebody shows up with 3 coins soon. Hey, man, can I get one of those?
You got an extra one?
No.
They give you an extra?
Here's a question. If you're a Cyclops, and you only need 1 coin? Is it connected to how many eyes you
Half
have? Or
price?
that's just a lucky,
No, it's the fare. It's just the fare. You
It's
gotta
just
pay
the
too.
fare is what it is. No
Yeah.
reduced price for less eyes.
Just going up
Yeah.
there and like you see the guy's got 3 coins clearly in his hand. He hands 2 over. It's like, hey man, can I get that? I don't have any more. What do you mean? Just like,
Yeah. Oh,
shuffling.
sorry.
into
Fresh out. Fresh out.
I'm going to hold on to it.
He's-
I don't know. I might
he's-
need it over there.
He's
So.
doing the thing where he's reaching into his wallet and trying really hard not to show anyone that there's an extra coin in there.
Uh,
Oh God, how do I get past this guy?
I don't have any cash. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No cash.
No, you take Venmo. Can you Venmo Caron at this point? Is that fine? Yeah. That's what they would do now. They'd put they'd tattoo your QR code for your Venmo on your forehead so that Caron can scan it before you get on the. You show up to the River Styx and they have one of those like clover or like honey, like toast, like a little iPad.
Yeah.
He has an
Do you
iPad.
guys-
Yeah,
do
you have to download the app like when you take the ferry in New York. You have to get the Styx app.
Do you guys
Buy the
tap
ticket on there.
Do you guys have tap to pay on
Nope.
here or nope?
Oh, you don't take Apple Pay? Oh, all right.
What the hell? What is this? Come on.
Oh, well, to hell I go, I guess. I really thought you guys were going to take Apple Pay. So it's,
Guess I'll just hang out here.
it is funny to just be stuck there. We're like, cool. You're just going to stare at me this whole time, take other people across. I'm going to stand here. No. So you got to make sure to put some pennies on your eyes.
The boatman's just like, I'm fine, man. I'm not. You think this is awkward for me? This is fine.
I've done this for eternity, dude. I don't care.
Yeah.
It seems like you're a little bothered. I don't know.
You have no idea how fast time moves for me. You don't even know. This is
Yeah.
the flow of time is completely different for you and I. You know?
I love this. I love doing this.
Or we could hang out, He's like, you don't have the fare, and he just pulls out Settlers of Catan. He's like, well, you want to hang out? I don't have that many people. Most people have the fare, so I don't get to talk to a lot of people.
Right. Yeah. Just kind of bring him across, never see him again. But
Yeah.
we might have something here.
Putting in my
Anyway.
headphones. Yeah, I was just putting in my headphones on the boat, and he's trying to talk to me. I'm like, what? Oh, sorry.
Oh, no cash. Sorry, I don't have any cash. Put your headphones back in.
Real chatty. So yeah, these people are dying, and they're saying, they're targeting the people who say like, I smoked my whole life and it was fine, but this is they said, so the scientists say what you see with most centenarians most of the time, and these are generalizations, he says, is that they don't take much exercise. Quite often their diets are rather unhealthy. It says this flies in the face of a lot of epidemiological evidence we have on how to extend your healthy life expectancy, but it also doesn't help them, I think, to be like, well, we don't need to take their advice because it turns out a lot of them are actually pretty unhealthy. And I was like, well, this is making me think I should eat some brandy and clams, my
Right,
man.
exactly.
This is-
Like, by whose definition? They're fucking alive, and no one
Yeah.
like that's healthier than all the people who died. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
something right.
It's like if somebody asked you like, "What's your secret to like living a long life?" It's like I get born with the
Don't
genetic
die.
makeup I have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not like I tried harder at being alive than people who
Like who
died.
not trying hard? You know what I mean? Short of people that have like the mental illness or some issue where they're like, yeah, I'm trying to. Of course, I'm trying to stay alive. What are you talking about?
doing my best not to die? Kind of the main thing.
That's like the main thing that we do.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to really think about the other side. Nobody knows. Unknowable. I'm good here. So
Yeah.
I also think like they're like, oh, a lot of their diets are quite unhealthy. If you live that long, you'd stop giving a shit, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, I don't know.
You're playing with fucking house money, dude.
Once you're in your like 70s, I mean, like or 80s, it's like you might want to think about it. It's like, oh yeah, I got to really eke out those like the last 6 months when I'm 94. That's gonna be but I mean,
yeah, like I don't know. I have older relatives and like it's not like they're like begging for death or anything, but they're like, I had a good run. Like they're pretty like they're not like I need to do everything in my power to make it one more year to 98. Like they're just like, yeah, it's been all right. Like I don't know. I feel
4.5 stars.
yeah.
What's your secret to living a
okay.
long life? Get an enemy who your mission is to outlive.
Yeah.
That seems like a big
Spite is gonna keep you going at that point. I feel like if you're like satisfied with your life and you're that old, what's keeping you here?
Yeah, give me that study. Compare the average life expectancy of someone with vengeance and without. Someone with a deep need for vengeance and a great injustice been done to them versus somebody who's just hanging out.
You're satisfied with your life. You're surrounded by love, family, and friends. That's loser talk.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's somebody going out early.
Yeah.
Stick around. Be the last one standing. That's what you want.
Yeah. Just like in Gladiator. It all comes back to Gladiator.
There we go. It's
you
just
know?
like, it's just like Gladiator.
It's just like Gladiator. Life is a lot like Gladiator. My life specifically. Number
Hey,
2.
in Gladiator, do they do the thing with the ships in the Coliseum? Do you know they
What
do
thing
that?
with the ships?
They
That's
had like
Gladi-
sea
no.
battles in the Coliseum.
That's coming in Gladiator 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yes, it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
It looks insane. Look, it's got Denzel doing like the full on like just like talking like now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And he hits like the classic Denzel laugh at one point in the trailer. And it's like, this is great. Who
could ask for anything else?
I love this. And
Yeah.
and then they have ships.
I'm glad they're doing the ships. That's sick.
Yeah.
Because that is like, when I found that out, I was like, that's no way. Ancient Rome was buck wild.
They wouldn't do this now. They wouldn't do it now.
Let me tell you,
couldn't.
even outside of
You couldn't do it now because of woke.
even outside of the ships, still pretty sick in there.
Still
They got a
pretty
guy with
cool.
a mask. He's fighting that guy. Very
We're
cool.
all about
Very
to
cool.
die. Salute you. Like he's got like
Yeah.
Didn't they
Are
do
you not
is that
entertained?
they do the thumbs up
The thumbs thing,
but
yeah.
they do it reverse from how it actually was. Because like thumbs down was good back then and thumbs up was bad.
Yeah, the crowd just chants like "kill or spare," which seems straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, that mask guy is a classic Arnold. He's an Arnold friend of Arnold, so he's like just like a guy who's a villain in like every other Arnold movie. Yeah, it's pretty
Nice.
sick.
Extreme henchman energy. That dude is great stuff. Great movie.
Number 2.
Gladiator, check it out. Number 2 is Gladiator.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 is comes to us from Iguana Helium Cube in the Discord, and this is a story about there's been some attacks on a seafront area.
There's been some attacks, folks.
There's been
There's
attacks.
gonna be some attacks.
A seaside town in Japan. Over the past month or so, there's been 18 attacks on swimmers, and they are believed to be all by the same bottlenose dolphin. And they were trying to think about what is going on with this dolphin. It's a male, and they suggesting that basically he's the bites, which are being deemed attacks, but they appear to be playful, according to some people who are, somebody who's part of what's called the Dolphin Communication Project. And it suggests that the dolphin is lonely and just wants to hang out. So he's just trying to hang out with people, but because he doesn't really have any other way to kind of like, they have sharp teeth and biting does not feel good. I mean, dogs do this too, not in a way that you would like say I've been injured, but I mean, it's
when they're a puppy and they got those needle teeth.
Yeah, those damn needle teeth, they'll get your ass.
Looking like I got a damn allergy test.
They just want to. This dolphin apparently he's lonely. He got separated from his pod, is the theory, and he's just like, hey, what's up? And people are kind of, and I guess when they're socially isolated, they can get. I mean, dolphins can get kind of mean and pushy. Pushy is a weird word to use, but it's quoted in the article. Just he's
dolphins become kind of a bitch when they're by themselves. So
he's a little too sociable.
Dolphins really act like they're on the rag or something when they get. They get separated.
Scientists suggest it's this dolphin's time of the month after attacking people off the coast.
This sounds not unlike me when I was a little kid, who I used to run up to other families at the beach and be like, "Hi," like I'm,
You were that kid?
You were that kid?
Oh man, this is lore drop.
When I was very little, that went away the instant I became. Instant I became self-aware at all. I think that was like, what was I doing? Oh my god! But
that's just like so opposite of your personality now. I'm amazed that you were that kid.
When I was like a toddler, that's apparently how I was. At least on at least one occasion. I remember my mom tells me that story. So.
No, it's very charming, but
I was definitely that kid. I was like outgoing in an annoying way, in an off-putting way.
I was like the opposite.
Cool, you're here. Nice.
Yeah.
I was like the little, like I was on like my little towel, and then like if a small patty ran up and was like, "Hi," like wanted to be friends with me, I would be like turning, like just entering egg position and being like, "No."
Crumbling in yourself.
He's gonna take my pewter dragon. I can't.
Yeah. No, my treasures. Yeah.
Pewter dragon at the beach.
I feel like if little Patty had run up to me at the beach, I mean, it wouldn't have worked because you're older than me, but like
that would have been weird, yeah.
Me as a little kid would have been like, "Oh, great, a child I can boss around." That was like, oh, good, a follower. This kid who's eager to make friends, I can get him under my thrall and make him do stuff.
Get digging.
Exactly. I would put him to work on an engineering project on the beach for sure.
We need a big hole. We need a big hole here. We need a big hole right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it also helped. I think that like my mom, like I think came right after me and was like, is it okay, if he hangs out for a little bit, as opposed to like there are other parents who would just be like, oh, he's fine, and it was like, oh, cool, I get to watch another kid. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, he's your problem now. Yeah, that sort of thing. I think my energy back then would like if you ran over, I would like sidle up to your parents and be like, "He's a real spark plug, huh?" Like I would be like chatting with them. Like I would be the kid at the playground that was sitting on the bench with the parents, being like, "Look at them go! My God,
they grow up so fast,
so much energy."
Look at them go!
Fun at that age.
Just me in a Winnie the Pooh all over print turtleneck with a shock of bleach blonde hair, being like, "He's yours? Is that yours?" Yeah.
That's what I look like too. I didn't know you were also a bleach blonde hair kid.
Yeah, I look like I had like there was constantly static electricity going on. I was like shocking out.
Because you were constantly taking on or taking off and putting on sweaters. So that was
I mean, this Winnie the Pooh thermite I'm talking about, boy, that thing was fuzzy. That thing could hold. You could, my God, run a flashlight for an hour, just have me touch the tip. So they're running around. I definitely had a lot of like, I've seen old pictures that I'm like, I mean, I don't know if it was, I think I had some input on my fashion sense, but like my mom was picking a lot of stuff and it was interesting. Like I looked like I was like I look like a child from a couple decades before sometimes. Like this is not like what
Vintage.
just like cartoonishly childish things to wear, I think, is sort of the thing. Like every kid now, it's just graphic tees and, untied shoes and shorts. I feel like that's every kid that I see running around.
Yeah,
But-
they dress like they're in a ska band from the 90s.
Yeah.
That's how kids dress.
And you were just in like
Yeah.
a little
Or is
sailor
it-
outfit.
Yeah. Do kids dress like people in a ska band, or do people in ska bands dress like children?
People in ska bands dress like children. That is.
It's a debate to be had here.
That
dress
was like
like-
the first thing I noticed. I mean, it was probably 10 years ago, but like the first time I went to the West Coast, I was like, everyone here dresses like they're in a ska band. This is like
Right.
really weird. That's what I
Yeah.
noticed about.
Why is everyone here dressed like John Cena?
Yeah, very much.
No, it's just
there's
a lot of like dark checkered shorts. And I was like, what is
Yeah.
this? What is this weird olive plaid you're all wearing? And Vans.
Yeah.
You're like a 50-year-old man. What's going on here?
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem I have with LA is that I'm expected to respect men wearing Hurley shorts. Like
Yes.
they're like
Exactly. Thank you.
you should respect the power dynamic here. I'm like, what? You're in board shorts. You're wearing
Right.
Billabong. Like
You're dressed
you
like fucking, yeah, Billabong. You're dressed like a middle schooler in 1999. Like
Yeah.
I can't respect you. I'm sorry.
I stopped going to Pac Sun when I was in high school. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you're rude to someone wearing like checkered slip-ons, and then someone's like, "You just ruined your career." It's like,
Right.
what is this place, dude? What's going on?
You'll never
Why do
work
you
in
let
this
these
town
people
again.
have power over you? They can't even tie their shoes.
Yeah. No, this is a good one too. I feel like I also had a picture. Kath has sent a picture of herself as a child to the chat. She does this
Yeah.
always, no matter what we're talking about. But this time it's relevant.
I just feel like it really. I've posted this picture online before because I feel like it really explains my vibe, which is that I am lecturing a cow.
You're scolding a cow.
I'm scolding
Yeah.
a cow. I was a very bossy child. I don't think that will come as a surprise to anyone.
But I definitely have pictures of me wearing like the classic Oshkosh Bagosh like coverall jeans
Mm-hmm.
that I don't even think they were like making for kids anymore at that point. I was like, my mom like special ordered. It's like, no, he's wearing the little jumpsuit, the little child's worker suit.
The little
you know?
like train conductor.
Yeah.
getup.
Yeah, that would be fun if children just had little like coveralls, like they get dirty. It would be it's
They
great.
could. We should put them in like boiler suits. I feel like that.
Yeah.
That would be helpful for everyone.
Jumpsuits.
It would be very like Soviet of us, but I feel like we could use that. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, the
A dolphin.
The lonely
Yeah.
dolphin.
He's lonely. So I don't know what they're going to do. Hopefully they figure something out and not like, take him out. That would have already happened if it was here. Take
him out.
Calling it an airstrike. But
Float mines out there.
yeah, right, yeah. One of those big spiky mines. They're just going to
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's a man in his 50s had been bitten on both hands by a dolphin that approached him as he tried to shoo it away at a beach.
Get out of here. Get.
Get out of here.
Come on,
Get out of here.
get.
No, don't bite. Stop bite. Don't bite that. Get out
No,
of here.
no,
Don't bite.
ow.
I'm shooing you.
Who's shooting away a dolphin? That's like the quintessential like moment of like ascendancy
I'm
is
busy.
to like swim with dolphins. That's like on people's bucket
Not if
list.
they're
And this guy's
biting
like,
you.
fuck off. Well, they bit him probably because he's
he's
shoving
saying
his
fuck
damn
off.
hands in their face. Yeah.
He's rude.
I will say this is better than when someone was like, when we first saw this story, it was like a dolphin's attacking people. I was like, because they do be attacking people.
they
it's not
do be-
sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad stuff happens sometimes. That's why I'm like, if I see a dolphin in the wild, I'm not having an ascendant moment with it. I'm like, get away from me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pepper spray it.
Cat's gonna get bitten on both hands.
Pepper spraying a dolphin, getting it in the water around you, and starting to burn. Yeah, really,
Burning your
yeah.
skin.
He bit me on both hands.
Pepper spraying yourself in the middle of the ocean, just all time mess up.
All
God.
time blunder. That's a real blunder for the ages.
Come on.
Well,
Coast
that's-
Guard.
That's what I got if someone tries to sexually assault me on land. So if a dolphin does it in the sea, it's getting pepper sprayed. That's what I got.
Yeah. Man, Coast Guard coming up to someone who pepper sprayed themselves in the middle of the ocean. Just government funds bleeding away. Yeah. Well, I hope that can they just pick this dolphin up and drop him into a pod? Do they accept new dolphins? Pods?
I'd imagine they don't, just because like I feel like when like scientists describe animals as like highly social or like very intelligent or whatever, it usually means they're like really temperamental and kind of mean.
Yeah.
Like that's like, I feel like the dogs that have a reputation of being smart, it's like, yeah, they don't like respect you because they're smart. Like they're hard to train because they're smart. And they're like, I don't want to do that.
That's the dark side of social animals. There's like they're smart enough to form cliques and exclude animals with hobbies they don't enjoy.
God, don't read about bonobos unless you want to be like very upset.
There's your human nature right there. So,
right, exactly.
No, they're more like us. They're mean and they suck. Okay,
right?
Yeah, huge.
They do horrible things to one another. Great.
This bonobo was eaten by a jaguar when it was forced down to the floor of the jungle to play magic cards by itself. The other bonobos refused to let it play magic in the trees.
No.
It's told to take that loser shit out of the canopy.
There's a panther right there. Yeah. Maybe
Don't
he'll
care.
play.
We probably like it.
Yeah.
Why don't you see if the panther wants to play magic? Guys. Number one.
Let's do number one.
Number one.
And this week's number one reason to say what a time to be alive.
Speaking of exclusionary cliques and devastating social events,
I just remembered what this is. Yeah.
This story comes to us from Burlington Cheesecoat Factory in the Discord. Thank you. Man, talk about this is a real, like, something you'd cook up in your head as a reason not to do something, but like that won't happen, and then it does. So this was an office retreat in Colorado there's 15 people. First of all, it's a office work retreat that's a hiking trip, which I think is such a shitty work retreat.
And also I was reading about this the other day. It was like an 11-mile hike. Like, fuck that. Fuck that office. I don't know what industry they're in, but I know they're like, that's got to be an evil company. That's got to be a company that I like fucking hate.
Just do something that's easy for everyone to like bond. Like it's so stupid to do something where it's supposed to be a bonding activity and then have it be an activity that's naturally going to like isolate people who are in worse shape than others. You know, like, hey, let's all weigh ourselves and bond over it or whatever. Play laser tag, dude.
It's so perverse and fucked up to me when offices do like, let's do a weight loss challenge or like a get fit. It's like, this is psycho. You can't bring that to your job. Like,
it's like I am here to work. I don't need to take this anywhere else. Thank you.
And also like, I don't want people at my job thinking about my fucking body. Like, that's not why. That's like extremely like boundary crossing and inappropriate. So it just all that shit really creeps me out. But anyway, this fucked up asshole company.
Yeah, it's just do what, like, this is why bowling exists. Bowling is the perfect activity.
It's why business dudes all play golf. It's like you don't have to be in like incredible shape or whatever.
And bowling's even better because, like, if you're bad at bowling, it's fine. Like, there might not be anything. No one has ever judged someone for being bad at bowling because it's just not something you do. And all you have to do is be like, I don't really bowl. And then it's funny too. It's like,
it's funny. It's not... Also, crucially, being bad at bowling takes up exactly as much time as being good at bowling.
Yes, no one's waiting on you.
Yeah, very important.
Balls
and
down.
And you're not like noticeably, like, there's nothing noticeably different about how you're interacting with what you're doing, except that when you go up, you don't knock as many pins over, and that's it.
Yeah. And there's not like a distance thing. It's not like if it's like a batting cage or a driving range where people like, you can't hit it far. It's like, it goes down there, pins fall over, whatever. We're just here. We're hanging out. Bowling rocks. This should be... I haven't bowled in a long time. We should go
bowling. Let's go bowling, guys.
We're bowling.
Bonus episode, just us bowling.
We bowled with some listeners a while ago when we did our show at the gutter.
Oh yeah, we did.
Times. Anyway,
so yeah, they went on this hike. It's like this 11-mile hike. There are 15 people, and God. This is so shitty. So they go, one group was completing summit attempts. So this isn't even a casual fucking hike. It's an actual climb.
If you're talking about a quote unquote summit attempt, like you can't be compelling attempt. That's not a walk. You're not on a walk at that point.
Yeah. And so one group was completing summit attempts. The second group was ascending to the saddle, which I don't even know what the fuck that is because I don't do outside shit that often. And one hiker was left to complete his final summit push along, which at that point, you can't even pretend this was a bonding activity. It's like, at the very least, if you're hiking, you're not under... It's not about being fast. You're supposed to be working together or whatever. Like, it's the opposite. It's like, you should realize that the social like setup in your office is bad because you're like, oh, apparently we're the kind of team that leaves someone behind.
Right.
Like, no, okay, you should fix this. This should be a red flag to you that your fucking culture is awful in your office. Yeah. Like, what was this? Like a sales, this is fucking Glengarry Glen Ross shit. Mm-hmm. Like, you just left somebody. Like, what? You get court-martialed for that shit. What the fuck? So they left this guy. He got to the summit. And then, oh, my God. They tried to maybe kill this man. Like, he went to the summit and he said he's by himself. He's trying to descend. There was supposed to be path markers, which I can't tell if those were, I think they may have been left by the group, or I don't know if they're left by the service. The group that had come before him had picked up all the path markers on their way down.
What?
Like, this is like attempted murder.
They hate this guy.
They thought that everybody was with them, I guess, would be the
must be what was happening.
Right?
Yeah, I guess maybe it's like a leave no trace thing. You're supposed to pick up your path markers. Yeah, which is also bad to be like, I don't know if anybody even notices I'm here. And then you get left on a summit. It's like, oh, not good.
Well, I feel like maybe it's like the first person brought them down and the people picking them up just didn't realize that there was still a guy behind them.
This is why you have buddies.
Yeah. Buddy system would solve all this.
Is everybody here? Yeah. It's like, okay, let's go.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it's like...
Have you ever gotten like left somewhere like this, like on a bus or something like that? Have you ever had that happen?
I have not. I
don't think so.
People, no. I don't think I have either, but I don't know.
Buddy system works. It's a great system, honestly.
Unless you got two rogue buddies who are, fuck ups that are taking too long.
But at least they're together.
At least
even then, you only have to find two fuck ups together. Where if there'd been no buddy system, you probably have to find two separate fuck ups doing their own rogue shit. It keeps them together.
That's a good.
The only bad part of the buddy system was when you got buddied up with like a horrible child.
Loser.
Yeah, no, the opposite, because I was the loser. It was like me getting buddied up with somebody who wanted to like go behind the scenes at the theme park, and I'm like, I don't think we're supposed to be back here.
The worst version I had of that was when I was in middle school. There were some instances of people getting into some funny business on the bus. So they made us sit single sex. Like you had to sit next to someone of the same sex as you.
Bringing some blankets on the bus.
People were
real cold on that bus.
People were bringing some blankets on the bus and getting up to things. And this girl got moved and had to sit next to me. And she spent like the entire bus ride like writing an angry letter about she shouldn't have to sit, like how this rule was unfair. That's how much she didn't want to sit next to me.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was pretty bleak. I still remember her name. I'm not going to say it, but if you're listening, I remember.
Did you have a weird stinky lunch? Was that your move?
No, I was like kind of fat. I feel like that was just like I wasn't.
That's all
like,
it takes back then.
That's the thing. Like, it wasn't like I was like ridiculed or like ostracized or whatever. This was just like a very popular girl, and I was like a little weird and a little frumpy, and she was like, "No, I will not have this. This is bad for my brand.
Damaging my image."
Yeah.
Something that definitely doesn't happen anymore.
Sure.
In adulthood, in comedy, no.
Never.
Everybody is super nice and not worried about how people make them look. Yeah. So this guy reached a summit, came back down. Yeah, I feel like the first question they should ask when they got over was like, have you recently whistleblown anything? Like, do you have anything? Do you have a thumb drive with information from this company, perhaps?
Have you spoken out?
Oh my God, dude.
I hope this guy sues and gets like millions of dollars.
He should, because listen to all this stuff. First of all, he was injured. He spent the night on the mountain and was injured as a result. So he got lost. he had cell service on this mountain or whatever, I guess. He sent them a pin because he goes, I'm fucking lost. Here's a pin of where I am. To the people who are already descending. The people who are descending informed him his route was wrong and to climb back up the slope to get to the trail. Go get him, you fucking monsters.
Go find him. Like, he is obviously not very good at this.
Yeah. And also, if you're so fucking fast and good at hiking, you should embrace the ability to go back up a little bit. Oh, another hike for free to go get the person we left?
Lose a little bit more weight.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Burn some more calories.
Yeah. And so he tried to do that. He got to what he thought was nearly the trail, sent them another pin. He's like, I think I'm near the trail. And shortly after sending that message, the hiker was assaulted by a strong storm with freezing rain and high winds. Like, there's already not going to get somebody who's dropped you a pin is very insensitive and borderline evil. Like, to do that when a storm is coming, you got to go fucking get him, man. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Or you got to like send people in. Like, yeah. You can't just be like, damn, dude. Yeah, that pin's in the wrong spot. See you later.
Yeah. So, and then the storm also knocked out his cell service. And so, of course, when somebody had been dropped 2 pins and then a storm rolled in, what did they do? Of course, waited 5 hours to tell the search and rescue team that this guy was still missing.
They for sure wanted this guy to die. I wonder if he, like, I don't know, tried to get a monthly book club going or something that they didn't want to do or something.
Something is happening here. But
he's Toby from The Office. It was Toby from The Office.
I was thinking, like a Jerry in Parks and Rec situation or something. Just very widely disliked.
Yeah.
David Brent.
So, oh my God, dude.
And then everyone else is Rob Lowe in Parks and Rec, just running down the mountain, leaving the guy.
Yeah, they were all adventure running, and he thought it was a regular hike. They had those like sneakers with the steel boa cables for laces. So yeah, I mean, they had trouble finding him because there was a storm. He spent the night there. He fell a bunch of times. Like, they extracted him and stabilized him and took him to the hospital. And like, it's crazy that these people can go back to work. I don't know what you do. Like, I think you just need to give this guy a pension and he's done working. Like, yeah,
I think so too. I mean, like, in the form of a settlement that you should be suing, I think. And that's fucking
also
wild.
Like, everybody, I mean, I don't know, but like, not like, I don't know what, but it's like, you need to look into the people that were on this hike. 'Cause this is like, it's crazy that maybe it's just mob mentality or something, but it's like, this is like crazy that this many people would just leave somebody there.
Where did this happen? Was it in Colorado?
Yeah.
This is like the most Colorado shit I've ever heard in my life. This is like I just feel like, this is how people are out there. Like, they're
they leave people to die in the mountains?
No, but they're like super outdoorsy in a way that is like weirdly competitive, and like they just will not. I feel like they don't have time for people who can't climb a mountain, because that's all they want to do out there is climb some damn mountains. Sorry to stereotype Coloradans, but you know the people I'm talking about. They're out there.
I'll say I like
the damn
Colorado.
Mountains. I love Colorado.
Have me there. Well, you're not going anymore.
It's beautiful. I've had a great time doing comedy there too, but I don't know.
I mean, they gotta go get him. The only thing that I think is possibly a bad idea by the guy who was there is that he wore all black, which is not ideal. But also, if you don't hike, you don't know that's a bad idea.
He thought he was on one of those singles run clubs. He thought he was going to that, where you're supposed to wear black if you're single, and then to take up the entire fucking path on the running course. What do you
I'm not
call
familiar with this.
You've never seen? Patty's seen them. The run clubs?
Oh yes, there's I don't even know what to say. I feel like just it's like 40 people and they jog like on the sidewalk. So it's like having like a train or something where you have to like wait for them to pass before you can go. and then they all go, I guess, ruin some bar because they all go hang out at the bar after they finish running or whatever.
I saw a bunch of those people on my street yesterday. There were like 40 of them, and they were all wearing headsets. It was like a silent disco type thing,
the silent
I think.
disco shit is...
Thumbs down on that. Don't love that. Anyway, we should probably wrap this episode up. I'm sorry. I keep bringing up new things.
Silent disco is... It's like, oh, you can't hear the music, but I still really want you to look at me. Fuck that shit, man.
I don't even know. Like, they weren't in a place. They weren't, like, dancing. They were just out in a big group with those headphones on. Very mysterious.
They're listening to
Was it just people listening to music?
No, I mean, they were all matching. Like, it was all
Okay.
coordinated, and it lit up, and they were listening to Pod Save America.
They were receiving their instructions.
Yeah.
They were attuning their frequency. They were syncing their watches.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Well.
Plugs?
Become a subscriber at patreon.com/whatatimepod for weekly bonus episodes and much more. And head to whatatimepod.com/links for our merch store, Discord, and more. Follow Patty, Kath, and Eli on Twitter and Instagram @PattyMo, @Kath Barbadoro, and @Eli Uden. And check out Kath's other podcasts, Lie, Cheat, and Steal, about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters, wherever you get your podcasts. Here's where you can see us doing stand-up this week.
September 7th, a special Saturday edition of Paid Protest this month. Usually we're on Friday. So if you can't come because we're on Friday, good news, we're on Saturday this month. September 7th, 7:30 p.m. at Silo in Bushwick. Eli, you got anything?
I don't have any live comedy, but my set that I did for Cracked Live just went up on YouTube, and I think they're going to post some clips on Instagram as well. So if you want to check that out, feel free to check that out. Hey, throw it a like or a positive comment or whatever, Don't say mean stuff. Yeah.
I don't have any live comedy either. I just have dead comedy.
Performing
Performing at a haunted house.
All right.
The
Goodbye,
funny
everyone.
bone.